everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I would talk about baby names. I mean, who doesn't love talking about baby names? So as you all know, I've recently had a baby boy called Jasper Daniel Perkins. He is 3 months old, but I thought I would talk to you about other names that we had in the run-in for him, names that we would probably consider for our next children, and also if he was a girl. So I'm going to share with you my top 5 baby boy names that Jasper would have been called if he wasn't Jasper, and my top 5 baby girl names. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with the boys' names because he is a boy, and I just want to say that our second choice for Jasper was going to be Frankie. I absolutely love the name Frankie. I think it's quite cheeky, it's quite quirky. It's a normal name, but it's quite unique without it being weird, which is what we were kind of trying to go for. We didn't want something too common, but we didn't want something too weird. We kind of just wanted something a little bit cool. So yeah, Frankie was our top name. It was between Jasper and Frankie right at the end. Name number 2 is Wilf. I love the name Wilf. Wilf was like probably my number 1 for quite a long time. Dan wasn't so sure on it. He just was a bit like Wilf, you know, but I absolutely love it, and if we have any more boys I would love to call him Wilf. I just think it's a really nice, a more cooler way than Will, but also it's really old-fashioned, which I really love. The third name on my list is Freddie. This was Dan's number 1. Dan wanted Jasper to be a Freddie so bad, and I think it's an absolutely gorgeous name. It's so cute, but it is also very popular, and I didn't want our son to be the 3rd or 4th Freddie in his class. I just wanted him to have his own name, and yeah. But I love the name without a doubt, and so does Dan, but that was the reason we didn't go for Freddie. The 4th name is Albert. We loved the name Albert. I really like Bertie for sure. I love little Bertie as a nickname. Bert as he gets older. I just thought it was a name that would suit him throughout his all ages of life. We also liked Albert because Dan's great granddad was called Albert, but again it become really popular lately. Loads of babies being called Albert, either Albie or Bertie. It's an absolutely beautiful name and I still love it, but that was kind of the reason we didn't go for it. And then the 5th name that I really like for a baby boy is Rory. I love the name Rory. I just think it's different, it's cute, it's unique. It's soft, it's gentle, but it's also really easy to say, really easy to write, which was really important for us when choosing a name. We wanted our son or daughter, whatever it was going to be able to write and spell and be able to say their name really easily. But none of these names am I writing off for our next children. Moving on from the boys' names, let's talk girls. So I'm going to start with my number 1 girl's name, which Jasper definitely would have been called if he was a girl, and that is Martha. I adore the name Martha. It just makes me smile thinking about it, like a gorgeous little girl bubbling around called Martha. I heard the name Martha because during my early stage of pregnancy, I started to watch Desperate Housewives, and there was an older lady on there called Martha, and as soon as I heard it I just loved it. I loved the sound of it. Again, it's really easy to say, it's really easy to spell, and I just love A sounding names, like an A on the end of a name, which you would probably hear in a couple of my options. I just love the name Martha, so that's definitely still in the running if we ever have a little girl, but yeah, that would have been Jasper's name if he was a girl. Number 2 is Wren, W-R-E-N. It is a songbird, and one of my favourite songs in the whole world is Songbird by Oasis. Liam Gallagher sings it, and it's just one of my favourites, and a wren is a songbird. It's a very unisex name. I know boys called Wren, I know girls are called Wren, but I just loved it. It's short, it's sweet, and it's simple. But yeah, that was our number 2. Number 3 is a name that I loved at the beginning of my pregnancy. There was a lot of programs I had watched or seen or stories I was reading at the time which featured this name, and I loved it. But Dan pretty much vetoed the name. This was the one name that Dan just like vetoed basically. and the name is Stella. I love it. We are currently watching a program called SEAL Team, and one of the girlfriends on there is called Stella. I also watched something with Lucy Hale, the actress, in, and her name was Stella. I was reading a book and the character's name was Stella, and I just completely fell in love with it. Stella is a star. It's to do with the atmosphere, like the stars and the moon and stuff like that, and I just loved the meaning behind it. But Dan just was like absolutely not on board. He drinks it in the pub was his answer, so that's why we didn't go for Stella, but nevertheless I still love it. Our fourth name is Winnie. Winnie is adorable. I watched a lot of the Wonder Years growing up with family, and the main character on there is called Winnie. I also loved Winnie the Pooh as a child, and yeah, it was one of the only other names that Dan liked. A lot of these names were mainly my suggestions. We found it really hard with girls, actually. Boys, we were pretty down with names that we both really liked, but girls' names were really hard. But yeah, we loved Winnie. It was cute, it was easy again to write and say, and it's old-fashioned and quirky. But yeah, we would have liked Winnie. And our final name, number 5, is Quinn. Quinn. This was Dan's absolute favourite. Dan wanted Quinn from the get-go. We probably would have considered it as a middle name. It might have been Martha Quinn if we would have gone for that. But yeah, this was Dan's absolute favourite, and I also love it. Again, it's very unisex. I know boys and girls named Quinn. But again, it's just becoming really popular, and in the end, we didn't have a girl, so we didn't have to worry, but also I favoured Martha over all of them. Yeah, so that is my top 5 boys and top 5 girl names that we had on our list for baby Jasper, and they're also names that we're not gonna veto for our next children, but I thought I would just share some names that we really liked and had on our list for any of you pregnant mamas out there who are struggling to find some names for your little babies. But if you like this video, smash that thumbs up for me, and don't forget to hit subscribe before you go, and I will see you next time. Also, leave a list of names in my description in the comments below this video, names that you love, to help out anyone trying to name some babies. But yeah, thank you all for watching.